dandelions are the little triangles. So 1, 2, okay, 1, none, 2, 3, that's it. So you would do a table, you would work out the average, okay, then you would divide by habitat size, which it tells you is 250 square meter, divided by quadrat size, which it tells you is 10 square meters.
Does population size have a unit?
That would be no, because it's just number of individuals. Okay, and that would be an estimate of how many dandelions there are in this field. Are you okay?
Yep.
You know how to do it?
Yep. I feel like it's going to be on this. Yep.
Okay, so here, remember it's a table of results. You would give it a proper heading. So the table of number of dandelions in 5 quadrats and the average number per quadrat. The first person who says quadrant is bringing us all chocolate brownies the next day.
Space brownies. I was going to say, with that special
Okay. So here we go, and so the average is 1.6, and so the formula would be 1.6. There's no units. Remember, you must write the full formula. There's no units for 1.6, but 250 square meters, and remember in biology, units are used throughout a calculation. Okay, so it would be 1.6 times that, which is 400 meters squared. You've cancelled out the units now, because that cancels with that. Divided by 10 equals 40 dandelions in the field. You can then check the accuracy in this simulation by counting the total number of dandelion plants. And the total count was actually 23.
Hey. Is there a baby?
Because look at its face.
Ma'am, did you just go, ooh, baby, poof, on like a plant thing? You want to? It's a sticker. Power plant needs a baby. It's a sticker. The baby's face. It's like a WhatsApp sticker.
Okay. All right. You happy? You know what's going on.
Got it.
Okay. So it's critical. Here's my angel.
Do the habitats and the
Quadrat
size need to be the same unit or not?
You would have to convert them to the same units if they're not. Okay, so listening.
If you had like a field of dandelions and sunflowers, like a field of dandelions and sunflowers, and you wanted sunflowers, you want to calculate the estimate how many are in that area of the population of sunflowers.
Yes, so here then you wouldn't count the dandelions, you would count the buttercups.
Of dandelion, would you say
Okay, right, moving on. Well, Tony sorts out her life. Okay, right, you happy?
Why are you staring at me, Brad?
How can the answer be made more accurate? Repeat the entire process twice. So how many readings have you got? 3. Because you did it once. If you repeat it twice, it's a total of 3.
Is that rethrowing the quadrant or recounting the bits?
No, doing the whole entire process, Tony.
The quadrant would be like, think 3 again.
Tony, shut up. Okay. Or use more quadrats. Make it more accurate. Okay. But, yeah.
If you were to make it more accurate, could you use the 2, so if you do the whole process again, you'd find a new average for those, could you put the 2 averages together to make
And
it
get
more
an average.
Yeah.
Okay. So random distribution of quadrats is important. When we were at varsity, we used to have to go and do these quadrat things all over the show, and because we were students and slack and lazy slobs. If you wanted to go and sit under the tree and eat your lunch and drink your beer, then you would randomly throw your quadrat onto a rock.
It's not like a good drinking game.
A rock which had no plants. And then you would go, oh, there are none. And then you didn't have to count. So,
so you lied. It was random.
okay, right. You have to, it has to be random. You can't do the slack slob student thing.
Man, what is going on? What, did everyone just do this? Like, oh no, it's not
No,
right.
there were good students in our class. It was just me. Bad slack slob.
Did you drink
Okay.
it out of the tree?
I don't
Is he
know.
that example?
Okay, moving on. It's terribly important because the plants are never evenly distributed, and so it avoids bias. Okay, it also avoids slack slob students. Okay, so that's terribly important. There is another way of doing it. Oh, there has to be a large enough sample size, in other words, enough repeats, both of the whole process or of the number of quadrats. And remember, it's only suitable for certain organisms. Okay, you would not try and do this for a cheetah. Okay. Yeah. Fast-moving animals, not suitable. And it is really useful for sedentary, you know what this word means? Or sedentary, in other words, it means attached to something.
Like a barnacle.
Yeah. There is a way of doing it using something called a table of random numbers. Okay, so what you do is you get a map of your area, divide it up into the quadrats of correct size that you're going to use, number them all. So these are numbered 1 to 29. And then you use a random number table, which is something that you can get off the internet, and it's a table of random numbers.
Or just go.
Okay, so what you would do is you would go 20. So let's say we need 10 quadrats in this thing. So 20, you would then go 20, put a little mark on it. You know you're going to have to go use GPS and go to where 20 is. Then you have a look, 331. You don't have a 331, so you ignore it. 250, ignore it. 259, ignore it. 143, ignore it. Ignore. 6, yay, we've got a 6. And you keep on going until you've got all 10 of them, if you decided you need 10. So then, you would then use a GPS and go and find those 10 totally randomly chosen areas, and you would count the number of dandelion plants or whatever plants in those areas. Okay,
Whoa.
right. Okay, that just explains how to use a table of random numbers. Okay, right, you happy? Okay, I saw somebody packing up, so does that mean the lesson's about to finish?
Yes, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2,
Tony?
1. Wait now. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Guys, you need to contact me to make a plan to do these 2 activities for marks. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Good, bye. Some Peewee's asleep. Check, some Peewee's not even on this thing. Come back to school, you brat. Okay. All right. Bye. Tony, is my camera still going?
Oh, yes! Oh, my goodness!
I'm going to have to fire.
Okay guys, it's the end of Choice 2, 8th of September 2020, end of the lesson, and cut. Okay, let me click the little thingy.